Well, hello, this is Gmodism Total Nerdy Channel here, and I basically just wanted to show off that I have built a couple of turrets and I've also uploaded all of them, almost all of them, on the StarMade dock for anyone to download, of course. I will also make more turrets and upload them too, so keep an eye on me on StarMade dock too and you'll see. To find these turrets, I will just link you to my page on to the StarMade dock, my little forum page where you also can, give suggestions of things that we should build and something you want, or feedback or something you liked with our ships or whatnot. However, there I have small, a section where I have all my uploads, and you just click on the turret spoiler, it's, spoiler thing, and all the turrets will reveal themselves. This is the beam turrets, this is the samurai, I call it. Mainly of the design, because, these slabs here looks very much, like the helmet of the helmet decoration some eras of samurai used. Anyways, it's also appropriate because it's a defense turret. Basically, it defends its targets until it dies. Basically, well, of course, this is a beam turret. If I remember correctly, I think it wields 18 blocks of beams. It's very movable, and also, it can cover a very good area. Of course, it's very light, and it's also aimed to be mounted on lighter ships that utilize hull. So, to keep this turret safe, you better have shields. If it's a defensive turret, of course, if it is on a miner or something, I have installed this on the collector miner. So if you are one of those that use the old collector miner, you should totally get a new collector miner that includes this turret, and it's much more safer to use. Also, some other updates I made to the collector, so get the collector miner too. If you have the old one, and if you don't have it, you should totally check it out. It's one of my most popular ships. Well, we will be moving on. The other turret I have uploaded is the Marksman. This is the Marksman Mark 3. I've did some more, updates on it, as you can see. The barrels has changed totally from the Wehrmacht. So we have the same type of barrels that we used for the Valakiron. We also have these beautiful decorations with, it almost looks like a holographic aim, or I don't know. I just liked it, this little plate of force fields. And oh, these details are lovely, don't you think? Oh well, anyways, you should totally check this out. This is a sniper turret, 75%, I think. Anyways, on the dock where you find the downloads, on the forum, you can see the exact block count we use, because that's how we count weapon size, basically. So if we go in here, you can see it's a 70 block, it's a 258 total size, of course, but it's a basically 75% support from beam, which makes it pretty long range. It's also very overdrive, which means this packs huge amounts of damages, and you can also be inside it, and it also has cameras so that it can be manually controlled with ease and joy. So the Marksman is also a nice turret. This one is mediumly armed. It's standard armor. We, however, have some advanced armor where it's very necessary around the docker and such, where it's a very weak point. Now, I did say I uploaded all the turrets, that's not true. This is the turret. This is the Deterre Mark 5, you see. This was used onto the Terrasonister. We used it on the Terrasonister, and But the thing is, I didn't upload this because I already uploaded 2 other versions that I made high improvements. This is originally built by Xabercrow, so you see the design, it's the same of the Terrasonister. It's the, it's an updated version of the turret that is used on the Terrasonister still. However, I think we'll need to change those turrets because apparently it shoots down its own missiles, I recently discovered. However, I made 2 total redesigns of the turret. Here is one of the turrets, which also uses this beautiful holographics aims things here. And I worked really hard with the slabs to get the exact effect I wanted for this turret. I must say I'm very, very, very happy with the design of this turret. I think it's super cool. This, however, we could get into it. Whoops. Maybe. Moving up. Whoops. Yep, here we are. This is a, 18% support of another cannon system, which is a bit more fast firing. It's also 13% overdrive. Was it 13? 14? Anyways, it packs lots of punch. It's kind of a slow shooting, or basically heavy autocannon turret with overdrive, so it deals lots of damage. And I love to make, these beefy barrels for the overdrive systems, as I imagine they should be overheated easily. Now, oh, that's interesting. Oh well. Anyways, we will be moving on to the other version of the Deterre. This is the Deterre Mark7, because this is the Deterre Mark6. So we have 5, 6, 7. This is the Mark7, which is basically a shield wrecker turret. Or it doesn't have so much support of shield jamming systems, but it also has a higher speed of firing. You see this, I've decreased the barrels much because this doesn't use overdrive, this uses iron, so I thought that it would be appropriate with smaller barrels for a system, smaller inside and outside for a system that fires, faster bullets and also bullets that more damage these systems of shields. So let's get into this one and just give you a little. Here we have it, 58 big system, 62%, so it's fairly fast, and it also has a little bit support of the iron effect. And this turret is medium heavily armed. It's a mix between advanced and medium armor, as well as the other ones. They are all the same, basically. But Xabercrow's original design of this turret made it's very maneuverable. It's also decently tough now after some upgrades. Real nice. Now we'll be moving on to a few anti-missile turrets. This, my friends, this is the Compaq. I've gotten more downloads than I thought it would get for a turret, but it's apparently getting quite liked onto the dock, if I remember correctly. It's an AMS turret. It's fairly movable. It's kind of armed with advanced armor, but also it has, it's quite minimalistic, which means it's also a bit exposed. But I can promise you this is a really decent AMS turret. It's quite good maneuverability and, great precision. Yeah, it's a regular AMS turret, I should say, and it's also looking sleek on most ships, which makes it so nice to use. Then we have the Codex, which is another AMS turret of a similar design, same but different. This one has about the same maneuverability, but it is very light. It uses hull and motherboard. Basically it's the same effectiveness, but this suits more for ships that rely more on shields, or I often use this on ships that you know, for defensive purposes, maybe miners. We have a version of this onto the Camel cargo freighter. If you haven't checked it out, it's a new update of the cargo pod freighter, but just a regular freighter now, and it's really cool, so you should totally check out the new Camel. But this is the Codex, at least. Yeah, nice one. It's a good turret. However, if you have low on shields, it's going to get wrecked. Now moving on to the slightly bigger Ramos turret. This is the Medlos. It does also have about the same maneuverability, but as you can see, it is a bit tougher. It's more encased. It's also have 2 barrels of, you know, shooting down missiles with, which also increase the chances of a hit a little bit. So it's basically a little bigger version, but also a little better version. Now we have a lot bigger version. You've probably seen this on many of my builds. Also the Deterre Turret, this is incorporated into. This is the Quadlos. It's a very good AMS turrets. It's probably one of the best AMS turrets ever made. Like, I think, yeah, I don't know, it's one of the absolute best AMS turrets available on the dock. That I can guarantee you. That I really can guarantee you. Of course, there are other equally good AMS turrets, but let me explain why this is so good. One part, it's self-powering, so it won't drain anything from your ship. The only weakness, it's a little bit exposed here, but when it's not in straight angle, this is more covered up. But you could also encase this actually in a sink it down, 1 block, and it will be much safer, which I've done a few times, but well, you will be limiting some angles to shoot down missiles to on. The other thing why this is so great, it has 4 outputs of cannon, so it fires 4 rapid fire shots against the missiles while being self-powered. Also, it has it can move 600 degrees in all directions. It's, you know, it has the fully movability. It can move however it wants. Of course, it won't be able to shoot down systems or shoot down missiles if it's blocked by the ship, but this cannon's movement is unlimited. So, you know, when I have this on my ships, few missiles usually get out of, you know, my array of anti-missile. However, it's bigger and more bulky, so if you have checked out the Deterre Turret, you know that this is incorporated in a very good way, but, you know, on all the ships it doesn't work, so then you need some smaller AMS turrets, but the Quadlos, great system, I must say. Now we move on to the Blaster. This is a smaller beam turret, which uses light medium armor. It's a simple beam system actually, but you can see the model is really cool. The Blaster is called Blaster because it looks like a blaster, kind of retro-futuristic was my inspiration when building this. This is great for anti-personal turret, or, you know, having on stations, having on planets to, you know, aim at evil astronauts. It has really good maneuverability too. I think I need to show you. It's kind of cool. If we can get in here. Maybe. Okay, and now we can get out here. Maybe. We can't get out here. Well, that's sad. I guess we just, you know. Okay, whatever. now it will be totally wrecked, but experiencing lag problems. What's happening? Anyways, it can aim 180 degrees upwards, which is kind of cool. So the movability of this turret is really good. You know, so it can also be good use for base defense. That's what the point I was going to get to. Now we move over to a interesting turret. This is the 3-kill. It's an old turret that I have updated completely. It doesn't, you know, I think it has 6 blocks of beams. Yeah, you know, they're spread out, so it fires 3 beams, why it's called 3-kill. But as it is kind of compact and kind of heavy, it's also kind of hard to take down, you know. So these turrets rarely get shot down, even though they support a limited fire support, but that's what they are. They are fire support turrets. I've used them first on the Hyaku, but this is a very updated version. I don't know why, but when I built this, I was, you know, I was inspired by the design of Darth Vader's helmet. Don't ask me how that fits in, but you know. It's a nice turret. It's a smaller beam turret, and that it fires 3 teal beams, you know, into space makes it kind of look cool. Moving on to the next turret. This is the Diskur Mark 2. The Mark 1 is installed on the Dragoon, but the Mark 2 is heavier and also, yeah, it's heavier and more disc-shaped, even more disc-shaped. The maneuverability of this turret is really good. It can aim almost straight upward. It is a simple cannon system, so it, you know, but it features a few cool blocks, so it's packs and punch. Also in the base of turrets we have energy generation. So actually this turret is self-powered, which you might not believe from a first glance, but it is. It's self-powered, and it, you know, can fire its teal slugs in a really very many angles for, you know, eternity, until it gets shot down. But it's nice. It's very compact. It's very low. It's all you know. It's a low profile turret. It's only 2.25 high, and as you see, it is. You need to install this in a sunk down area. So you basically need to use, you know, a little. You need to carve a little space into the hole where you mount it, and it will sit there flush and nice, and you will have a very low profile, nice turret. Well, that's mostly about that. It's installed on the Dragoon, so if you want to see basically the same turret but with lighter armor blocks, you should totally check that out. Now, this is an interesting turret. I built the Defender on while making a Let's Play on the StarMade server, but this is heavily updated, and it even has a completely roleplay story background. So you should totally go onto the StarMade doc and check this out for yourself and read the background story. I thought it was a bit funny. Anyways, it's an armor-piercing, slightly fast-firing turret with, you know, long barrels. This is the Defender, let's see here, CCAP Defender John Silver. So totally check it, that upload on the docs, and you can read a little RP backstory. It's fun. Moving on, this is an old turret also that I completely updated and changed the design of so much you can't recognize it. This is the Eber 60, because it has 60% support of a cannon system, which is very, you know, creative name or not. Anyways, it's a heavily armed turret. It has few blocks, but it has heavily armed, so in the same spirit as the 3-kill beam turret, this autocannon turret lasts very long. It's tough. I think it's really nice with a new update, and the gray here makes it looks really good. It's also overdrive, so it packs a little bit more punch than one might expect, but it's a small turret. It's a small turret. And of course this is heavy, so it's mainly placed on warships. Moving on to another of my favorite turrets. This, my friends, this turret is the Freelancer. This is the Freelancer MB Explosive Mark 2. And I've updated it very much before I uploaded it, so you would get a nice new version of it. This is a sniper missile turret. It fires fairly fast flying, I should say, missiles that will completely wreck your enemies. It's nice. It's also, you know, nice and flush, has quite some good maneuverability for, you know, the compactness of it. You can also reach all the cores very easily, which is a huge up for this, you know, this turret if you want to use it by yourself or something like that. Well, it's a nice design and it's explosive missiles, so it's, you know, popular combination. Here you can even, you know, I protected the computers with a force field, and I also made a little opening here so you can access the Bobby AI easily. Maybe we should just get in there and I just check you how big his systems is. So the total size is 70, which is pretty big for, you know, it's pretty much for a turret this size. 93% support of beam, so it's basically the maximum. 25% of explosive. Well, it sure will hunt your enemy ships down, and it packs some punch. Well, I will soon make a very much bigger turret. I hope you look forward to that, but this is the turrets I uploaded for now, except the Deterre Mark 5, which is not uploaded. If you want that, please tell me and maybe I can upload it for you. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this little turret showcase of lots of turrets I made and all the stories behind them. Oh shit, so many when looking like this. Oh well, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you around. Gmodism Total Nerdy channel officially out.